Hey everyone, hope all is well. Welcome back to the channel. So if you're visiting the channel for the first time, I keep on making videos on management consulting, CV making, ISB admissions, MBA admissions, best practices to write your MBA application essays, whether it's for ISB, HEC, INSEAD, Harvard, Wharton, Rotman, and everything in between with respect to interviews, CVs, application, which school to apply for, which school to avoid. But today's video, for that matter, is on the second component of anybody's applications, which is interviews. So it's the interview season for a lot of business schools, and in India we have ISB MBA interviews running right now. I'm recording this video in October 2024. So our mentees started receiving interview invites for their ISB PGP application last week. We had daily interviews over the weekend, and we'll be having Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai interviews going forward. But one thing which was a surprise in the interview process specifically, which is what I wanted to talk about today, is that the school is making you write two on-the-spot essays before you go into your interview room and you interview with the panel with a couple of alums. So everything else stays the same broadly, but the school has decided to make you write these essays. Now the first question is why? I believe because of the advent of ChatGPT, a lot of people rely on the algorithm to write their essays for them. And I don't know if you've noticed, but there is a very evident difference between if something is written by a human being and if something is written by an algorithm, right? So what does it mean for us? It means that the school is trying to match your writing style in the essays and your writing style in on the spot essay prompts, whatever they make you write. I'll cover what they can make you write. But उससे होगा क्या that a lot of people who have relied on algorithms and ChatGPT to write their essays or flower it up for them, there will be a very evident difference of the on the spot essay writing style and their submitted application essays. So that will lead to a penalty, because that will make it evident that you've not put in efforts on your application essays. A lot of people were trying to compare the on the spot essays that ISB has introduced with the IIM's verbal ability test. So they have this written ability test, VAT, that they have for 2-year MBA folks who take the CAT and the executive PGPX folks. And that written ability test is to just check your situational awareness skills and how do you pen down your thoughts on a piece of paper. Now that partly can be a reason for why ISB has introduced this, which is to check your on the spot situational acumen and how do you think in a diplomatic, holistic manner. So I think two purposes of introducing this: first, to check ChatGPT. If you've not used ChatGPT, if you've not relied on an algorithm, if you're ensuring that your essays are a culmination of humanized efforts, no need to worry. For second reason, I'll talk more about what they can ask us and how to write the essays and verb and pen down what you're thinking. So that covers why. Second, the whole structure, what will it entail, all of that. So since they'll make you write on the spot essays, you will need to carry your personal laptop on the interview location, fully charged preferably. And the essay, from what I heard from our Delhi mentees who interviewed over the previous weekend, is that they were making you write two essays. They give you two prompts. You had to mail it to them after you had written it in a Word doc, and you have 20 minutes, right? So there is no word limit to the essay, but whatever you can write, crisp, concise, complete, you can write it and submit. Now when it comes to what were they making you write, the questions were very situational and hypothetical in nature. Like an ethical conundrum. Something like you're a manager in a firm and your employee is slacking off. What will you do, right? Or how will you counsel, or how will you motivate an underperforming subordinate, right? or something like you are charged and you are mandated to downsize your team. How will you communicate this news to them, right? So a mix of ethical, situational, hypothetical uh, prompts to test your situational awareness and judgmental uh, acumen and your managerial skills. So I believe the third part is how to tackle these essays. No right and wrong answer, obviously, as you would know by now. But if the question is कि आप एक underperforming subordinate के साथ कैसे deal करोगे, you should not give extreme answers. You should not say I'll fire him or her. Very wrong answer to give. You should try to break it down into different structures. First is I'll try to see what the problem is. Are they underperforming because of something at home, something which is bugging them professionally, personally? First, I'll try to map the reason behind the underperformance. Then, when I've mapped the reason, I'll try to counsel them, have one-to-one sessions with them, try to resolve their situation. Whether it's something personal, whether let's say they had a family member who's undergoing a surgery, so I'll try to give them time off. I'll try to request for a replacement to deliver on whatever my team's expected output is. And if it's something which is professional and manageable and within my ambit, then I'll try to resolve it for them. Maybe let's say they are having some animosity with another professional colleague, because of which they are not being able to focus on their work. Then I'll try to talk to the colleague, see what the matter is, get to the root of it, and resolve it, right? So just giving you examples of how to frame 2-3 paragraphs. But it's good to be hypothetical, holistic, exhaustive. Did I say diplomatic? Yeah, diplomatic, of course. Managers ought to be diplomatic, so that's why. So no extreme answers, no fiddling around with informal words. It has to be formal. You're interviewing for a B school. It has to be structured, basis my understanding. Consider it to be an essay. Take it as seriously as you would have done your application essays. So that is there, and I think 100 words would be sufficient. Uh, and none of this is prescriptive in nature, right? All of this is suggestive. These are my recommendations. And उसके अलावा तो I think this was one big change. Small mini changes were that the Delhi mentees reported back that the interview durations are shorter this year. Earlier ISB interviews used to range from 30 to 40 minutes. This year it's 20-25 minutes is what I've heard from the Delhi mentees. The Bangalore mentees might have a very different experience. But one thing which will be common would be the on-the-spot essays, the hypothetical scenarios which I discussed with you. So that is what I wanted to discuss, and I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you very soon.